Hey, Aaron, over to your left. If somebody told you 5 years ago you'd be fighting Patricio Pitbull, I'm sure you wouldn't have been surprised. But if they told you it was going to happen in the UFC, I'm sure your mind would have been blown a little bit. So how crazy is this for you to be matched up with him in this moment? Does it kind of feel right to finally be on a fight week with him?
Yeah, it feels really good. It's just another opponent. You know, business is business. Of course, basically to answer your question, yeah, I would have thought it was a little bit crazy because I've been scheduled to fight him in Bellator, and then if somebody was to say, yeah, you're gonna fight him in the UFC, I would have been like, yeah, that's crazy. But we're here now. I feel really good during fight week. I'm having a lot of fun. I'm at peace, and I'm just ready to go do my job Saturday night.
Yeah, did you feel like this is a fight that had to happen for any sort of closure purposes, or is it just, like you said, another guy?
No, I mean, to be quite honest with you, after my last fight, I didn't really have a clue on who I was going to fight, but how it came about, I was at Target with my shopping, and I got a call from Hunter, and my heart started racing a little bit because I knew it was going to be who probably I was gonna fight next. He said, "Oh, you're gonna fight. When can you fight?" I said, "I could fight April," and he said, "Okay, sounds good. You're fighting Pitbull." I said, "All right, sounds good." Got off the phone, called my team, and got to work.
Yeah, were you surprised? Because I think Patricio, after his fight against Ige, had called you out. He said he wanted a matchup. Were you surprised, like, as the guy that was, Patricio was in that championship position, for him to be calling out you versus vice versa?
Yeah, I wasn't aware that he was calling me out, so careful what you wish for. He just might get it. So Saturday night, he got it. He's gonna get it.
Yeah, and we haven't heard much from you since your UFC debut. I'm curious what the how you processed it in the aftermath, and how you kind of not necessarily came to terms, but what you learned, and kind of how you're using that coming into this one.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. After the last loss, I took it a little bit hard. I was really embarrassed and had some down days. It's just part of the game, especially when you put a lot of work into it. You know, that's what fans sometimes don't understand. So I'm very thankful for the fans, so don't get me wrong, but then you also get the fans that criticize and say certain things, but they don't see the behind the scenes, how much work and, the hunger pains before bed because you're cutting weight, the toll it takes on families and things like that, and you put your life and soul into it, and to come up short, especially on a big stage like that, I took it really, really hard. And it was okay, though, after a few weeks, with my son and traveling and spending a lot of time in Morocco. One thing I've always that I know is that the sun rises the next morning. My son loves me, and my family's got me, and you just got to get back on the horse. But, yeah, it was very difficult, but I'm back now, so all good.
Yeah, and what did you kind of identify went wrong? Was it just you got a little too over-aggressive, or was there more to it?
Yeah, it sounds weird because in a way I don't like to say this, but I'm happy that it kind of happened because I really had to take a good look in the mirror and assess my game, especially fighting in the UFC. Sometimes you can get away with it with guys that are not skilled. You can just go in there and bulldoze guys over and throw punches and do whatever. But when you're fighting Lerone Murphy, he's number 2 in the world, and fighting any guy really in the UFC, you have to be very smart. I just got excited and it felt good and wasn't really thinking, and it got caught. And I think so basically what I'm saying is I had to really work on a few things: fight IQ, movement, footwork, and just all around things. I think I did that. I've been training the last 3 months and working on new style and different just different things, and I'm excited on Saturday night to show it.
Yeah, and I guess what do you think fans should expect to see out of you? What are you kind of expecting to do when you get in there against Patricio?
I think what fans should expect is Aaron Pico just having fun and not putting so much pressure, like I have to get a knockout, I have to get a takedown, and just fighting free, using my footwork, my head movement, getting a takedown when I need to get a takedown, but ultimately when I'm having fun and using all my skills, good things happen. So that's what they can expect.
Aaron, other side over here. To kind of go off what you were saying earlier, on your Instagram, you posted like sometimes it's good to disconnect to kind of figure out what matters most. So I guess after your last performance, so was that something you did after all of your fights, or was that, you got past your UFC debut and you felt you needed to step back for a minute?
Well, like I said earlier, that it was really hard for me after the last fight, just because it was so big and put a lot of pressure on myself. And sometimes I just need to just take a step back and enjoy every moment, because this game is not forever. And it just takes some time to think, be with my son, family, and travel. And at the end of the day, just regroup. I've been saying it, sometimes you just need to let your brain breathe. And that's what I did. But I feel strong. I feel better than ever. And one thing I'm kind of saying a lot this fight week is just enjoy every day. I'm laughing a lot. I have my team, the people that I love around me, and we're having a good time. So, yeah, I know Saturday night is stressful, but you got to enjoy it as much as you possibly can.
And how beneficial was it to do a lot of your camp in Morocco, kind of away from? I would imagine, fighting close to home, you're pulled in a lot of directions, but going so far, you can kind of lock in.
Yeah, I'm very thankful for Morocco. I've said it. It's a place I like to spend a lot of time in. It's a place that I feel is home, too. And I just want to say, a special thank you to His Majesty King Mohammed VI of helping me with this camp and allowing me to do my training. And we had a lot of great partners. And, I had my coaches from California or from New Mexico come out, and, working with Coach Roberto out in Morocco really helped me a lot. And I'm very thankful for Morocco. It's a special place. It really helped me after this last fight to just disconnect, and the people there are great, and I love it. So it was nice to be away and just focus, and I got to go do my job Saturday night and make all the partners and all the people in Morocco that helped me, and let's go get this win on Saturday night.
And I think I saw you did some work with like Arman and Khamzat too in LA. What was it like training with those guys? Because we've heard stories of what they're like in camp, but like to witness it firsthand, what was it like?
Yeah, I just did a little bit with Khamzat. I came from Morocco and spent 2 weeks in California before I came here, and it's always nice just to be around guys that are trying to be the best in the world and how serious they take it. And at the end of the day, everybody sees, they're tough guys, but they are the nicest and most humble, down-to-earth dudes in the world, and I'm just happy to be a part of it. And, asking, and one thing that was really cool is I asked Khamzat a certain question about grappling, and he went on for, 20, 30 minutes to show me certain things, and just a good dude, and Arman as well. And to see what he's doing in wrestling and how active he is, and these guys really want to be the best. And when you're around people like that, it motivates you.
Did you see there was this story that I guess Khamzat had a bounty on himself to see who could submit him in camp?
I didn't see that, but it doesn't surprise me. He's crazy in that way. He loves to train, and yeah, like I said, when you get around those guys, you feel motivated. You want to be a world champion. You want to, when you're on the bike with Khamzat, you want to do better than him. He wants to do better than you, and when you're around that, it just elevates your game.
And then just last one for me on Pitbull. He did an interview earlier this week, and his assessment of you was his words, stone hands, glass chin. Do you think that's an unfair assessment of yourself, just given, the competition that you fought?
I mean, maybe, but he's gonna have a hard time hitting me on Saturday night. So yeah, maybe I do have a glass chin, but you're not gonna hit me, so it's all good.
Aaron, right over here. Carlos Condit is a guy who's kind of been around your entire career, helped mentor you as you were coming up. What advice did he have for you after your UFC debut and then coming into this fight?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the first question. I didn't hear the first name you said.
Carlos Condit.
Carlos Condit. Yeah, Carlos is a great guy, and I love him. He's really he's come to my practices and given me advice, and I think there's really no advice that you can really can give other than just the skills are there, and tweak a few things and get back on the horse and have fun.
So you fought Lerone Murphy in your debut, but you were originally scheduled to face Movsar Evloev. They both fought a couple weeks ago. What was your opinion on that fight?
I got to be truthful. I didn't watch the fight. I was actually watching a horse show. I was watching the Run for a Million qualifier. It's a horse reining event, so I didn't watch it. But I can't really answer that question.
How was the horse event?
It was good. It was like a 4-hour horse event that I watched on my phone. But I'm happy for Movsar. You know, I'm happy for Lerone too. They had a big opportunity, and it was basically to fight. The winner fights for the title, and the best man won. I heard it was controversial, but I'll have to go back and watch the fight. Yeah, those are two guys that I want to fight, though. Lerone, I want a rematch, and I want Movsar. So, but I got to get through Patricio, and we'll go from there.
So you mentioned Morocco in your training there. I saw you were training with Abe Al-Sagir, Hussein Kadi Magomayev, but also a former opponent of yours, Jeremy Kennedy.
Yeah.
Kennedy's not just a former opponent of yours, but of Pitbull's as well. What was it like getting it in with someone who's been in there with Pitbull and can kind of tell you what it's like being in there with him?
Yeah, Jeremy's a great guy. I'm very thankful for him coming out. He was in Morocco, and then he was in California as well. And he has a bunch of knowledge. He's just a really good dude. And, of course, he shared some things that we worked on, what he felt against Pitbull. And it was funny because when he first came, he was doing shoulder exercises before the practice. I went up to him. I said, hey, it's good that you do shoulder exercises before you practice, because one day you may be in a fight and you throw a left hook and you throw your shoulder out. And he looked, he's like, oh, I get it. I said, yeah, because I threw my shoulder out when I fought. He's like, man, I had no idea when I had your back. I'm like, why is this guy like, is it this easy to take him down? And then he realized. But we had some good laughs and good times, and I'm thankful for him a lot.
Thank you.
Aaron, over here. Is there a specific thing that you expect from Patricio, or that this is not a new name for you? You have shared cards on Bellator. What do you expect from him on this fight?
Well, I think what I expect from Pitbull is just be patient. He's going to look to counter, because if you watch my past fights, I'm coming in, I'm throwing, hard shots. But I think he's going to be very, very patient. He's going to expect a lot of things. But I have my game plan, and I'm going to stick to that. But from him, watching his fights, he's a counter puncher. He stays patient. He looks to take his time. But like I said, I have my game plan.
After your first fight, you mentioned how do you see yourself now? How do you see the division? How do you see, or how closer do you think it is for you to get to the top?
I haven't really given that much thought. I just focused on Patricio Pitbull Saturday. We get a win, and then we go from there. But that's all I can really say about that.
Thank you, Aaron.
Thank you.